As a newly graduate educator, I am excited about the opportunity that knocks on my door. Despite the pandemic, I still decided to pursue my master's degree to continue learning. A pleasant morning, my dear classmates, especially to our professor, Ma'am Nerissa Malco Beatriz. I am Michelle T. Talagit. My task today is to give you insight on Chapter 34 about exceptional children. Our first slide talks about what is an exceptional children. When we say exceptional children, it includes those children who experience difficulties in learning, like in their communication skills, they can hardly communicate, or yung pipi, yung hindi makapagsalita, kaya nahihirapan na makipag-communicate. And physically disabled, like yung pilay, or deaf, blind. So those are just some of their difficulties in learning, as well as those whose performance is superior, that modification, curriculum, and instruction are necessary to help them fulfill their potential. An exceptional child is one who deviates physically, intellectually, emotionally, and so markedly from what is considered to be normal growth and development. An exceptional children can be of traditional and modern concept. Traditional concept are those children who deviate from average normal children to the extent that they cannot receive classroom instruction and regular school. So, ito yung mga exceptional children na wala silang oportunidad na makapasok sa paaralan na nasa bahay lang sila. So, in modern concept are those children who differ so much from average normal in their mental, physical, emotional, and social characteristics that may require modification of school environment or special supplementary educational service in order to develop to their maximum capacity. In modern concept, may mga pagbabago na pwede na silang mag-aral. So, nabigyan na sila ng serbisyong pang-edukasyon upang umunlad. I will give one specific example on modern concept. We have Buhi SPED, or Special Educational School, located in Buhi Central. As per gather information, there are enrolled learners with special need. In addition, before the pandemic happens, these learners experience to mingle with regular students. They sit in a regular classroom who do the tasks of a regular learners. So, who are exceptional children? Children with learning and or behavior problems, children with physical disabilities or sensory impairments, and children who are intellectually gifted. So, there are several types of unexceptional children, such as mentally exceptional children, sensory exceptional children, physically handicapped children, academically exceptional children, and multiple handicapped children. A mentally exceptional children are considered as the gifted and creative. They have the ability to comprehend materials several grade level above their age peers. Surprising emotional depth and sensitivity at young age. Strong sense of curiosity. enthusiastic about unique interests and topics, and quickly or mature sense of humor. A sensory exceptional children are the visually hearing impaired children. Let us first talk about exceptional children with hearing impaired. They are more response to vibration and touch than to speech and sound. More alertness to visual cues such as movement. Little or no babbling during infancy. Delayed speech language development. Gesture rather than speaking. Frequent requests to have things repeated. Irrelevant answers to discussion at hand. Below level academic performance. Understand more when watching the speaker face, and deviation in speech. For visually impaired, they have cognition and language, motor development, mobility, social adjustment, and interaction. And cognition and language, impaired or absent patient makes it difficult to see the connection between experiences. And motor development and mobility, visual impairments often leads to delays and deficits in motor development, low motivation, physical stereotype. And social adjustment and interaction, children with visual impairments interacts less and are often delayed in social skills. So, many persons who have lost their sight report that biggest difficulty socially is dealing with the attitudes and behavior of those around them. Physical handicapped children. Handicapped child is one who deviates from normal health status either physically, mentally, or socially and requires special care, treatment, and education. Physical handicapped children are known as orthopedically handicapped. There are several characteristics of children with orthopedic impairments. They are problems with motor skills. Some students have associated speech impairments or multiple disabilities. Use various types of braces, prosthetic, and orthotic device before, after, or in place of surgery. Other use adapted wheelchairs. Social interaction often are limited. So the images shows a learning children. Some characteristics of learning disabled, they suffer from social emotional problems, learning disabilities, especially concerning language, can create difficulties in social and emotional life. They may misread social cues present in a situation. They may misinterpret the feeling of others. They may be unable to take the perspective of others, and they be seen by their peers as overly dependent. Another image that shows a child suffering from learning. A child has difficult in analyzing numbers in reading, writing, coordination, short attention span, trouble with abstract thinking, and hard to comprehension. Academically exceptional children. A typical characteristic of slow learners. They have learning issues, social issues, auditory issues, visual motor issues, and language issues. And learning issues, slow learners tend to learn slower and in most cases unable to retain what they learn. They also have a very short attention span. And social issues, the social behavioral pattern of slow learning children is mostly immature and unstable. They lack judgment and can sometimes get aggressive about petty issues. And auditory issues, identification of sounds is difficult for slow learners and thus provide a relevant answer. When a question is asked, they find it hard to write from dictation and prepare visual presentation of materials over oral presentation. And visual motor issues, slow learners with visual motor issues prefer oral learning over visual learning. They find it difficult to differentiate between objects of different size, colors, and shape. And language issues, it's hard to express themselves verbally and cannot articulate easily. So, paano ba natin magagabayan yung mga slow learners? So, there are tips to assess as slow learners. They have give him her a quiet study stable, ask questions, be easily accessible, give small tasks, don't let them give up, don't label them. Give him her a quiet study table. So, learners get distracted easily. So, find child a spot to study where there are zero distraction. And ask questions. Ask your child question like, what do you make of this? Can you tell me how this different from this? What do you think word means? And so on. And be easily accessible. Don't make your child feel he or she is eating up your time. Help him or her in every way possible, not by completing her given assignments. So by guiding him through the process. And give small tasks. The short attention span is a consistent issue, so only give short assignments. So, slow learners are those who do not learn successfully due to general sociocultural problems, frustrating past classroom experience, and adequate use of strategies of lack of interest. So, multiple handicapped children with cerebral palsy. So, cerebral palsy, children with multiple disability. So, cerebral palsy is a group of disorders that affects a person's ability to move and maintain balance and posture. Cerebral means having to do with a brain. And multiple handicapped children, physically handicapped children, the children with physical disability, they may be blind, deaf, dumb, or crippled. Each of these categories of children needs special care, types of education. So that was all about my report on exceptional children. If there's any additional information, don't hesitate to let me know. I humbly appreciate your time listening my report. I do hope that You'll gain a lot of insights upon listening. Thank you all. Keep safe, everyone. Again, this is Michelle Talagit, your reporter for this day.